So what is match? All right, then match is a word we use for coverage on our read when we have a zone sometimes, right? So it's a word we use in coverage. To us, match equals man and less in under 5 yards. So if you read Cody Alexander's book, or if you're a mod guy, right, man on demand, right, that is what our match is. We just say the term match, right? That's how we teach it. Also, when starting out, I feel like sometimes it's important to teach the 5-yard rule. Once you get a little bit more comfortable with it, we really teach you are matched on your guy if he's threatening you vertical or out, right? So if he takes a vertical release or releases out, he's yours, right? If you feel that that release takes a hard inside turn, a slant, right, a drag right across the middle of the field, now we're making an in call and we're passing that thing off, okay? But if he's pressed vertical, he's yours. Some people, some kids, depending on who they are, would prefer a yardage landmark to that. I prefer teaching it as if it's vertical, he's yours, or if he's out, he's yours. But if you need a landmark, 5 yards is a pretty safe one. You can adjust that landmark if you want. Also depends on the kid who's playing corner, outside backer for you, and what they need. So we will carry and pass off in breaking routes. Once an out breaking route comes to us, then we can take that. That's what match means. So York match 3. Our day one install, right, is going to be boundary match, field zone, right? We're a field boundary defense. So we're going to play match 3 to the boundary. We're going to play zone 3 to the field. We can do 2 other things. We can play match coverage across the board, 2x2, trips, 2x1, whatever. Or we can play match to the field, zone to the boundary, which we call cover 6, which most people have some sort of cover 6 in. But we get those 3 coverages out of really one concept right off the bat, which is what I really like, right? So we're getting 3 different things on our day one install, teaching our day one rules, which is, to me, that's beneficial. It gets you kind of ahead of the game. Formation ID is key. So if we are running match coverage, right, we're either seeing a 2x1, a 2x2, a 3x1, a trip set, or an empty set. If we're getting less than that, right, we're getting double tights, wing T team, stuff like that, we are kind of checking to different things in our coverage so we can load the box more. So we're not really going to get into that in this presentation. If you stay for the other presentation, the stopping the run undersized, you'll see some of that. But if we're talking pass stuff, we're talking 2x1, 2x2, trips, and empty. So here's some formation ID. No matter what, we need to be able to identify numbers because our match rules are predicated on numbers. So who's number 1, who's number 2? This is the way we would count, okay? So we always have a 1S and a 2S, 1 strong, 2 strong. If you are a field boundary team, you could call this 1 and 2 to the field, 1 and 2 to the boundary, but we prefer strong and weak. And then there's always a number 3. A lot of times, number 3 is in the backfield, right? But we still need to identify where these numbers are at because our rules follow the numbers, right? So it doesn't matter the formation we get. Where's 1? Where's 2 to your side? Where's number 3? That matters when we're pass dropping. Okay. This is a scheme that, if remember the TCU Michigan game, this is a scheme that TCU picked 6 Michigan on early in the game, but that's neither here nor there. Same thing. So now number 3 is right here. 3 is a sniffer here. We got this kind of tight bunch formation here, but it's still 1 weak, 2 weak is the back, 1 strong, 2 strong, and then 3 is the sniffer here. We still needed to identify those numbers. You can kind of see some of our coverage check happening here. Here's our free safety coming down in the box, right? We got some other stuff going on. But number ID is extremely important for match rules. You need to know where people are at. So here's our positions. I've already said some of them, but I'm going to be talking through them as I keep going through the presentation. So inside backers, we have a Sam, a Mike, and a Will. Pretty standard. Our field outside linebacker or your field safety, we call our bandit. Our boundary outside backer or boundary safety, we call our rover. And we have a field corner, a boundary corner, and a free safety. One thing you're going to see on the first two slides, because you're going to be like, what is your Mike linebacker doing? In all of our rules, since we're a 3-3 team, if we are not blitzing to send a fourth guy, our Mike is automatically the fourth rusher. If we don't have a blitz or stunt on, so he actually goes and gets to rush the passer, gets tons of sacks out of that. We're going to show that in the first two clips here. Cover 3 rules. Okay, so cover 3, our base cover 3, we're zoned to the field, matched to the boundary. So our rover is our boundary. He's matching 2 weak. Our boundary corner is matching 1 week. Okay. Our field corner, he is zone. He's reading 2 strong vertical. So if 2 strong goes vertical, he has to split 1 and 2. 2 strong goes away, his eyes can go to 1. Bandit, physical hard jam on 2 strong to the flat. Our Sam's going to push the nearest eligible on the strong side. If there's no in, he's going to keep pushing, look for work. Our Will is going to push to wherever number 3 is. So if it's trips and 3's in the backfield, our Will's going to kind of sit in the middle of the field, right? If it's 2 by, excuse me. If it's trips and 3's to the field side, he's going to push there. If it's 2 by 2 and 3's in the back, the Will's going to kind of sit in the middle on the back, eyeing him. Free safety, 2 by 2 or 2 by 1. All right. He's reading the quarterback's eyes. He's going to sink, right? So he's going to slow pedal sink to the first look, right? And then he has a count in his head, right? Count 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000. You got a 2 count in his head. On that 2 count, the quarterback is still looking on that side. His eyes will snap to that side, and he's going to break on the deep receiver on that side. Quarterback gets the snap, looks one way, and then snaps the other way before 2. He is going to sprint with his eyes on that side of the field, looking for a deep route to go make a play on. If it's trips, he's going to match 3 vertical. He has 3 to 2 to 1. Couple Mike clips. So here's our Mike linebacker. I hope the film's not too choppy. Hope it's okay for you. Here's our Mike linebacker. Real quick for people, if you guys want to talk pass rush, our D linemen don't have pass rush lanes. They can go 2-way goes wherever they want because the Mike makes them right. So he took a wide set, went inside, 2 guys washed him. Mike has an easy rush lane here for the sack. Okay. If we have a stunt on or a blitz, so here we have a Sam pressure. So Sam pressure, the Mike now takes the Sam's responsibility, which he would have this side. Here comes the crosser. The Mike has him. Pretty simple. But if you see our Mike just kind of not doing much because he's looking at the cue, that's what he's doing. All right, so we're going to start with our cover 3 stuff. Hard jam on number 2 from the Bandit. So look at our corner. Our corner's eyes right now are on number 2. We're in zone here. We're on number 2. He's reading 2 to 1. We are matching the boundary side. So our corner is matched on 1. This is our outside backer here. He's matched on 2. Here's our free safety. He's going to get cut off from the frame a little bit here, but from the end zone view, you'll be able to show you what he's doing. Okay. Hard jam. Hard jam. Then we're going to get to the flat. Our corner's got depth. Okay. And now we're matched on this side. So you can see how different this route looks, or the coverage looks. These are 2 mirrored routes. We have a comeback and a seam on both sides. On our field side, the Bandit is going to jam and then go to the comeback. Right. We're on the boundary side. Right. We're running with the seam and we're matching the comeback with the corner. Right. So we got zone on 1, match on the other. Show you the free safety's eyes here. Okay. Here's the first look of the quarterback, right? So he is looking to the field side. Our free safety's just out of the frame. He's backpedaling a little bit, leaning towards the field side here. And you'll see quarterback now snaps his eyes here. What you'll see is the free safety coming into the frame, sprinting, looking for the deep route. He's looking for this seam route right here to make a play on it. Here he comes entering in, right? This is the route he's going for, and he's right there. If that quarterback would have launched it, he would have been right on the seam to make the play. So here's another look at the free safety, but now the quarterback's going to keep his eyes on one side. Little pump fake and go. So he goes to this side. Quarterback is already pump fake, and now we're sprinting. We're just finding the deep route here. Where's the deep route? There it is. Go make a play.